All right. The rule of four is a mechanical approach to trading news. I've had a session like that before, where mechanical approach is simply you acting like a robot, like I would say. If the market does A, I'll do B. The market does B, I'll do C. As simple as that. If I don't see it happen, I don't trade, right? In fact, if the market does A and I do B and that B doesn't go my way and the market returns to do B, I'm going to do C. I call it flipping the switch. Sometimes it's very hard for us to flip the switch. You're on a buying trade, perhaps, and the market seems not to go your way in that buying trade you're on. And of course, perhaps takes you out. Now, instead of you to flip the switch, you start looking for another opportunity to take another buy. When the market has totally reversed, the market is now, the sellers have stepped in, but you're still looking for opportunity to buy in a selling market. Sometimes this is very hard to do. Now the best bet is to know. In fact, your rule can be if the market does this, takes me out, I'm taking a sell. If the market does this, take me out, I'm taking a buy. When it comes to certain mechanical outputs, right? For instance, let's say the news I told us about, um, the rule of four, perhaps. Let's just assume that this is a news candle, right? Let's say this is a news candle, right? And the thing is, in fact, that strategy or that approach is basically on the 5 minutes time frame. It seems no one here know about the rule of four. Alright. It seems no one know about the rule of four here. Eunice, you're not aware of it? I think I've had like 2 sessions of that rule of four, but you're aware, right? Amazing. So it seems Bashir isn't. It seems Bashir isn't. So the thing is, news was released here, right, on the 5 minutes time frame. My target is whatever happens after the fourth candle, right? We have one, two, three, four. Whatever happens after the fourth candle, if the market breaks after the fourth candle, I'm not here to talk about news trade. I'm just here to show you how mechanical approach work, right? This is my fourth candle. This is a hypothetical situation here. Someone said something. Okay, you don't. All right. So first off, it takes place on the 5 minutes time frame of any pair you're looking at, right? This is on the 5 minutes time frame of any pair you're looking at. All right. So if it breaks above, you buy. If it breaks below, you sell. So that's just the approach. As simple as that. On the 5 minutes time frame, however it's you work on it, right? So I'm showing you what a mechanical approach looks like, right? So if perhaps the market broke above, you bought, and it in turn started selling. If it breaks below, you start selling. It just it, right? It just it. But most of the time, right, it has always worked like this. If you have time, do a back test, right? Or check past news. For this August, every news have been somehow. And check news of September and August, right? Check the NFP, the FOMC, the CPI, the PPI, right? then use USDJPY as your case study, right? 5 minutes time frame for PPI or CPI. CPI should be 7 p.m. After the release by 7 p.m. by 7:20, that's the fourth candle. Check it out. For NFPs that are by 1:30, by 1:50, right? Check the fourth candle of a 5 minutes time frame. Watch it. It's how to trade the news after the news, right? After the rush on the news, how to jump in. I have a I'll share perhaps I'll share the what's it called? The video or the video recorded session with us today, perhaps. Then also share that off today, right? So that is it about mechanical approach. So when I say have like two, three, or look at two mechanical approach, I will get to show us, but not now, right? Is basically, I trade stocks and stock indices mostly, yeah, and that approach is basically for stock indices. I've tried it on pairs, at least Euro USD pair. It worked after a while, then stopped working like that. Okay, stopped working like that. All right. So in fact, personally, I used that approach to just trade HFX for Euro USD. It worked for a while, then started feeling the accuracy wasn't that high again, right? But for stock indices, it's been working back to back to back to back to back. But however the case is, I would like us to know the necessary first before, of course, I'll chip in that one over time, right? But I want to let you in on one today, okay? I want to let you in on one. Um, what's left for you now? I want you to backtest it, right? Watch it and see how it plays out for you, right? And you can observe it for today. Now, it works with mainly the market opens, right? Most of these um, mechanic approaches here work with market opens, right? Work with market opens. But before I dive into that, I want to show us, it seems I got a message from like few persons, right? Not that much. When it comes to gold, how do you calculate your risk on gold, right? So gold is, let me show you. What is that gold? No, gold will soon hit. Gold will soon hit 5K. If it hasn't hit 5K already. Okay, okay, not like 5K, 4, 5 or so. Man, all right. So when it comes to gold, right? I just want to chip in this so you have an idea, right? Gold is not a pair. This is a commodity pair. It's not a pair you get to risk too much when trading, right? A little move is enough to give you what you want, right? So now see this. I have a thing I'm going to show you, but I needed to chip this in because I know some of us like to trade gold one time or the other, right? So let's say you started taking a sell at this point, right? This is 43, 42, right? So taking a sell at this point. Then your TP is like, let's say your TP is as low as 43, 172. In fact, let me put it this way. Your TP is as low as 43, 172, right? From this move to this move, with your lowest lot size, with your lowest lot size, 43, 42, but let me type it out. With your lowest lot size, what you're looking at making at this particular point, I think let me use that will 43, 42, right? 4172, right? Equals $170. This is what you are making from this move if it tends to happen for you, right? And this also happened yesterday. Okay, no, on Tuesday. This happened on Tuesday, right? From 7 p.m. to like roughly before or just after New York Open, right? So this is between London and New York Open. Between just right. This is $170 with 0.01 lot size, right? So if you're trading gold, when you enter the trade, just know that any crazy move yields you good profits, and any crazy move against your bid takes some crazy money out of your pocket, right? So if you're having, let's say you enter at 4342 and your SL is like above this zone here, this zone should be 4379. Let's say 438 or 4381. Your SL is already your SL is already is like roughly 39, right? $39 average with the lowest lot size. Now, so if you have a $10 account or 20 or $40 account trading this, you'll be taking out like if perhaps the market goes against you, right? You're taking out. This is what you are risking with the lowest lot size. With 0.1, this is 390. This is already 17. With one lot size, we're talking about something else entirely. I just wanted to chip this in so that you know, right? Gold is amazing. Like I always tell people, if you're on the right side of gold, it's gonna make you a real man. But if you're on the wrong side, it's gonna break you. It's gonna really break you. Gold is good. It's not so scary, perhaps, right? So back to what I was talking about. Just have this in mind when trading gold anyway. All right. So I said I wanted to throw a light on something, right? So this approach, yeah, and I've not showed us this before, but just look at it, right? Now, this approach perhaps is not for chasing biggest number of pips, right? I'll tell you, target just 10 pips. 10 pips is like $10, is like 10 cents, is like your $100, depending on your lot size, right? 10 pips is very, 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 very small, right? So the approach is this is USDJPY. If you are trading USDJPY, like if you want to really trade USDJPY, you have no business with London session because there is no European pair. There is no European currency on this pair, right? What you have here is USD and Japanese yen, right? Japanese yen works with the Asian session, USD works with the New York session. So there is no reason perhaps you might want to start looking for a setup on like using this approach here. I like trading currencies with their time frame. I think I'll get the best results with their specific opening. So for USDJPY, right, we have the market opened by New York session by 4:30 yesterday. Sorry, by 2:30. That's the New York open. Right. So by 2:30, possible. This is 15 minutes candle with 2:30. You mark the high and the low. That's it. Once you mark the high and the low of 15 minutes time frame, right? Next is to step down to the 1 minute time frame. Okay. Next is to step down to the 1 minute time frame. Hope you can still hear me, right? if you check this point, this is 230. Who's that particular? Okay, this is where the candle opened. Can set to adjust it towards 230. Is that this is 230 to 215? Sorry, 245 is right here. All right. So this is everything the market could do in the first 15 minutes. So all I did was to mark the high and the low. Next thing is to drag it as long as possible. All right. So the idea is just like a mechanical approach here. Any part of the market breaks. If you raise below, I sell. If you raise above, I buy. Right. So in this case, I'm looking for 10 pips. The market breaks below, I take my trade and chase 10 pips. In fact, 10 pips from the range is already attained, right? What we have here, 10 pips. You can risk any amount you want to risk, perhaps. But you can see it, since it broke this range, right? It hasn't really gotten back to it again. So you might not be risking the market taking me out of anything. You can have a healthy SL anyway, right? Look at 10 pips. If you now want to stay longer, this is already a 30 pips move, right? I'm just showing you this is a mechanical approach. Okay, let's look at, I was looking at Euro USD as well. The same thing. This is just something for you to practice, see for yourself. This is something new, perhaps. I don't know if any of you have heard something like this, but this is a tax for you. Just look at it. This is another one, right? So let's this for Euro USD. This is London session. It's 8 a.m. Right? This is London session 8 a.m. The high and the low for the 15 minutes. Right? I go down to the 5 minutes time frame. The 1 minute time frame, rather. Okay, this is over here. 8 o'clock to 8:15. So together we're going to see how the New York session played out. So this is 8 o'clock. So I'll adjust this to meet up with 8 o'clock. All right, this is 8 o'clock, right? To 8:15. So 8:15. All right. So what am I doing next? All right. So I've gotten that. I'll drag this until the market, or I'll just place a line, of course, until the market breaks any of these zones, right? It broke it here. So if you decide to enter here, just have a healthy SL. Of course, looking at the market, have your SL above here. All right. Then, of course, wait for your 10 pips. Let's say we have our SL above here. We entered right here, right? Just right here. I have a SL above here. The market didn't get there. Our SL is like how much? 6.9 pips, right? Then we're targeting just 10 pips, right? All are 10 pips. These are 10 pips move. After the market played that a little bit, it broke 10 pips. All right. With this approach, I'm just showing you targets, just 10 pips. You can see right here. I don't know, just 10. Right? Just 10 pips. Let's see how the New York session was. 230. Okay. 230. All right, this is 230, right? Okay. 230. So let me box it out. 230 to 245. Okay, this is everything that could happen between 230 and 245, right? Right here to right here. And what's the ideal? Once this top is broken, right, we target 10 pips, right? So let's drag this till we meet where the market broke this. In fact, this is similar to what happened. Are you seeing something similar here? This is like similar to what happened here. Are you seeing that? So to stay safe, just like market broke out, you enter for your buy, came way in, right, before making the move. Now, here's another thing about mechanical approach, right? You might enter here, have your SL, let's say you went in for a buy, perhaps. I'm just telling you what can happen, right? You target your 10 pips, right? And you have your SL, looking at it, you're like, okay, this is low, let me have my SL just right here, right? Just below this high here. And the market takes you out. So you just lost like 4 points or 4 pips. The market takes you out. Mechanical approach is if you see that idea again, jumping. So you've missed out on this one. It doesn't mean when there's a market gets here, you don't enter again. All right. So I don't want to assume that you might have the best SL zone, right? So I'm laying out scenarios that you might want to just have your SL just below this point here, exactly like we did here, right? Exactly like we did here. Have your SL above the previous reasonable high, right? And those, this is apart from having a mechanical approach, this is how you flow with your normal trading even, right? That you're taking out doesn't mean that that idea is still not valid. That you're taking out is also a cue to tell you that your idea is no longer valid. They're just two sides of a coin, right? So this can happen, right? The market takes out this high, or sorry, this low, takes you out 4 pips. What happens? You wait for next time the market breaks the zone again. You dive in, right? Perhaps this time you're a little wiser. You're like, well, let me use this low. You're risking 5.3 pips, right? And what happens? The market sweetly goes to your 10 pips without anything. So in this trade, if you lost out here, you made profits here. So plus or minus, you are 6 pips in profits on average, right? On average. If you now decide to add a little knowledge to it, then you now consider support and resistance, supply and demand, areas of interest, some nice targets, can go for more than 10 pips. It's perhaps 15 or so, or even 20, as the case may be. And this buy move actually hit 20 pips. Okay, right. This is like 23 pips from our entry, right? So this you actually recovered whatever you lost here, like in good measure, all right? So this is a mechanical approach. I just want you to look at it. And when it comes to trading, you have so many arsenal, right? If A, for seasons, so you can try A, try B, try C, try D. That's just it. Right? When the market is behaving for a particular strategy, you try another one, right? If that one gives you the stick with it. When the market dynamics change and a particular strategy is no longer yielding as much results as it used to, you tap into another one. When it comes to HFX, oh man, there are so many strategies up my sleeves that I can use at any time, at any day, when one is not working, right? When it comes to MT5 trading as well, so many of them, there's FBG gas, right? A few of them basically that you're not, you don't have to be rigid. I'm just telling you, there's no rigidity in the market. Yeah, you have to be as flexible as the market is. Okay, you have to be as flexible as the market is. So if I'm certain of one thing, I'm certain I've showed you one thing this morning that you can work on, right? I call this the banana island. Yeah, that's why I call it actually the banana island. That's the name of this approach, the banana island. Right? This is the island. Anything that anything that goes out of the island, you ride with it. Okay. Anything that goes out of the range, you ride with it. Yeah. I'm still gonna try it this morning, right? It will soon by 8 p.m. Sorry, 8 a.m. I want you to try it out. In fact, let me see those that are here. Sam, Mike, Bashir, Yunus, right? I'm gonna ask us perhaps tomorrow if you tried it out. It's you don't have to trade it, just monitor it, yeah. Monitor it. It's simple. You can just have just if you don't have time, you can simply mark out. Perhaps you just have something like just mark out the zone. If this is the zone, right? If this is a 15-minute zone, I'll mark it out. Set um set shots. If you brace low, just set shots 10 pips below. As it is. Come back later and see how the market reacted to it. Right? Set 10 pips below and also set 10 pips above. That's how crazy it can be. Just set it like that. Allow it to run and see how it plays out at the end of the day. Right? Just have it like that. It's a crazy approach. So now your SL, according to this, now your SL is the full zone. Right? Your SL is like the full zone. Just have it like this. Watch, come back at the end of the day and see how the market played out. See the one that hits, see the one that hit your SL. And so far, have you observed that like just these two we checked, or these three we've gone through now? The market hasn't broken above, come back way below the lower zone before buying, right? We've not actually seen it. So you might perhaps want to go all in when it comes to your risk by risking the whole zone, right? This whole zone now should be to measure it. I'm just telling you, sometimes you can go as crazy as that. To measure this whole zone, I have like seven pips, right? 7 pips. So if you have to use the whole zone as your SL zone, 7 pips, 7.9, almost 8 pips anyway. If you have to use that of this other one, let's see how many. If you decide to use the whole zone as you have this is 12. Okay. Imagine risking 12 to make 10. But it's logical when you know that there's a high tendency of the market hitting your 10 pips instead of hitting your 12 pips SL. Well, look at it anyway. Let's see that of USDJPY. Because this is sometimes you do so many illogical things, but then the end of the day is the result. Really. And one thing about when it comes to mechanical approaches, one thing you have to get comfortable with is having SL that is sometimes outrageous. Outrageous. I tell you. Okay, this one 15, can you imagine? This is 15 pips, right? 15 pips. But one thing about this trade, if you decide to stay in, this like roughly almost 40, 35 or so. But that's not what we're talking about. So we are comparing when you decide to risk the whole range, right? So that's it, family. I believe and I hope it was value for this session. This is a simple, I just let you in on something, right? It's not like for you to look at it. And then perhaps we can discuss about it tomorrow and see how accurate it is based on what you saw today. How about that? We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's not, we share ideas. That's why we're here. We rub minds. Okay. It doesn't have to be so, okay. So I believe you got something this morning. I need your feedback to know you actually got something. No feedback. So nobody got anything this morning. Amazing, amazing. If you just with the mic, it's something. All right. So if you got value, yeah, just after the session, drop value on the group. All right. So we'll be again tomorrow. Have an amazing day. I'm gonna drop the recorded session as well. Perhaps if we need it. All right. But I'm gonna record it and I'll keep it aside. All right. So tomorrow is another day. And tomorrow is what? 20. Tomorrow is 20. Tomorrow is 20. 24th. I should be in news today. There should be news today and tomorrow, but this government shutdown, I just don't know. It has really messed up with everything, right? Exactly. The open of the session. Choose any session of your choice, right? Either London, Asian. Asian is always by midnight. Either London or New York, right? And when you're choosing the pair in question, matters a lot, right? CHF JPY, CHF JPY, perhaps. Okay, I think CHF is Switzerland. Switzerland is Europe, right? Yeah, so Switzerland you can work with London Open, right? But is there any pure? I'm not sure there's any pure Asian pair here. There's no pure Asian pair, right? Card Seychelles, Canadian, that's US, Europe, right? So any pair you're working with, know the best session for that pair and work with it. So for CHF JPY has nothing to do with, has no business with New York session because there's no American pair there, American currency there, right? Right. So CAD CHF, Canadian dollar and Swiss franc. Right. So in that case, there's no business with Europe. It's basically America and okay, no, there's no business with Asia. It's basically America and Europe, right? For CAD CHF. So the Australian dollar and US dollar is basically Australia. Where Australia they sell? I think Australia has no business with Europe. Just I don't even know again. But anyways, that's it, family. Have the best morning, and of course, it gets better. Eunice,
Thank you, sir.
you're welcome.
Thanks, coach.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. With Mike, Sam, Bashir, let's go back. What we have to back for today. Cheers.